Your book cover might look great at full size, but on Amazon, most people see it as a tiny thumbnail first. In a physical bookstore, customers can pick up your book, feel it, flip through pages. Online, it's different. They scroll through dozens of thumbnails in seconds. If your title is unreadable or the design is confusing at small size, they will just keep scrolling and you will lose sale. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a typical Amazon search results page. Look how small these covers actually are. And this is where most buying decisions happen. Someone searched for a dark fantasy book or romance thriller, and here they see 20, 30, maybe 50 covers at once. They're scrolling fast. Look at this one. You can read the title clearly, the image is simple and bold. And now look at this one. Can you even tell what the title says? Probably not. And that's a lost sale right there. The difference between cover that works and one that doesn't comes down to this thumbnail view. So how do you test your cover? You don't need any special software. Use whatever you have, Canva, Photoshop. Actually, just System Image Viewer will work as well. Just zoom way out on your cover. Make it really small on your screen. Now ask yourself these questions. Can you read the title? If you can't make out the words, that's a problem. Can you read the author name? This matters less if you're a new author, but if you have fans looking for your book, they need to see your name. Does the main visual element still stands out? Can you tell what genre this is? If the answer to any of these is no, you've got a work to do. Let me show you some real books from Amazon, both bad and good examples, so you can see the most common problems and what actually works. This font here may look elegant and interesting with this chrome metal effect. Let's try to scale this book cover from the full size to the thumbnail size. So here, as you see, there is a real issue with readability of this title on a thumbnail size. The font is too complicated. It's difficult to read. Beside that, this metal effect makes the situation even worse, and the ornament around, which is morphing with the title, is just worsening the situation. This is other example. The fonts are pretty simple. Everything is readable in full size. Let's have a look on a thumbnail. As you see, you can still easily read the title, you can still easily read the author name, and in thumbnail size this particular cover still looks great. Let's have a look at this cookbook, Super Easy Mediterranean Diet Cookbook for Seniors. After trying really hard to convince customer to buy his book, he's adding nutritionist approved, 100 recipes, full shopping list, 30-day meal plan, and so on and so on. He adds subtitle, he adds several meals, and even some decorative elements. I can't say I'm a huge fan of this design in full size, but let's have a look at the thumbnail of this book. So what do we see here? We see basically nothing beside the title. We see just some color spots. We cannot read anything what is written there. We cannot even see the meals. So as a thumbnail, this book becoming just a mess of color spots and some unrecognizable elements. Let's have a look at the other cookbook from the same niche. This book has only one central element, one photo of the meal, title and subtitle. The book still looks great. You still can see the meal, you still can recognize what is there in the plate, you still see the title, and basically that is everything you need. It's attractive, it's interesting, just compare it with the previous one. Title of this book looks pretty sophisticated, the font is elegant, and you can easily read the title on a full-size cover. Let's have a look what's happening when we scale the image to the thumbnail size. Due to the lack of contrast, it's pretty impossible to read what is written there. While you can still read the top line because there is some contrast between the text and background, the lower lines just blends together with background. This is another example. Let's have a look at the thumbnail size. The text is contrast enough, it doesn't blend with the background. The purple background and white letters, they are pretty contrast with each other. So even on a thumbnail size, we can easily read the title of the book and the author's name. Thin text for title can look very sophisticated and very elegant at the full size. But on a thumbnail size, especially if you don't have a really contrast background, it's blending, it's very thin, and a potential customer will have issues reading it. So don't be shy, make the text bolder, make the text more contrast. As we see on this book, the title is still readable because the contrast between the text and the background is very high, and even on the thumbnail size you can easily read what is written there. And finally, this is a very common issue, and actually I even had some troubles to find a good example for this case. People cramming their whole SEO optimized subtitle into the cover. The subtitle is for Amazon algorithm, not for your cover. Nobody can read it at a thumbnail size anyway, and Amazon actually doesn't even require you to put it on the cover, just in the book details. So we see here Crypto for Beginners Simplified Guide to Buy Cryptocurrency. This is something that makes a title for this book. Below that, we have a lot of text, which is, surprise, surprise, becoming completely unreadable on a thumbnail. So what's the point of adding it? This is slightly better example, except the very bottom line. Even on a thumbnail size, you can still read the title, and you can barely, but still can read the subtitle. So now you know, test your cover at a thumbnail size, just zoom way out and look at it honestly. These are some of the most common and biggest mistakes in cover design, but they're very easy to fix, and you can do that once you know what to look for. And if you want a professional cover design for your book, don't hesitate to visit our website, easykdp.com. You can see our portfolio there, you can see our pricing. Thanks for watching, see you next time.